In the last episode, we talked about grounding your hedge. We talked about recognizing the nervous system as our first risk manager and building space into our rhythm so we don't burn out chasing trading setups. But here is what I kept reflecting on after recording that episode. Even with a more grounded rhythm, some trades still felt off. Yes, some decisions still came from a place I couldn't fully explain, and I began to wonder, how can I put all of this down without making it complicated? So I started asking deeper questions like, why do I trade the way I do? What's actually driving my behavior when I click that buy or sell button? Let's be honest, most of us didn't get into trading because we just wanted to analyze the charts. We probably got in this business for freedom, for control, for redemption, or maybe for the chance to win in a world that often made us feel like we've been losing for too long. And if we are not careful, that silent motive becomes the driver behind our trading decisions. Because you are not just trading price, you are trading identity, validation, unprocessed emotions, and of course, old beliefs. If any of this is hitting home and you haven't seen episode 1 yet, go check that out. The link is somewhere up there. I talked deeply about how your identity can quietly sabotage your execution if you are not aware of it. So you see, most of the time you are not risking 2%, 1%, or whatever your risk model says. You are risking your self-worth, your need to prove something, your fear of being wrong. That's what's truly on the line. And this is where what we covered in episode 2 becomes critical. Your rhythm, your nervous system regulation, your capacity to pause, those are what create space between impulse and action. That's why it's not enough to just have a strategy, because if your identity is wired for survival, you will bend that strategy into something else, something reactive, something that doesn't look like the plan you wrote down before the market opened. For me, I started noticing this during my winning periods. The more I won, the more I felt I had something to protect. And when I went deeper, I realized that it was not the profit, but the feeling of being right. And once that feeling became the goal, I started avoiding valid setups, even if they looked promising or slightly risky. Not because they were bad trades, but because I was afraid of losing the image I had built of being in control. In fact, I wasn't trading anymore. I was just managing my ego. Let me ask you this. What emotion do you feel just before you place most trades? Is it excitement, anxiety? Is it hope, or the fear of missing out? Which one? You see, your emotion is your compass. It points you back to the part of you that's still running the show. And here's the thing. Most traders keep trying to fix their execution with rules, but execution problems are often identity problems in disguise. If the version of you placing the trade is still trading from lack, fear, or needing to prove something, no checklist is going to keep you safe. This is why this journey isn't just technical, it's deeply personal. No one can do the work for you. You might have a mentor, a coach, or a teacher, but the truth is, you must take responsibility. You have to know why you are here in this business, way beyond the charts, because until you do, you will keep repeating emotional cycles and calling it market conditions. So here is my question to you. What does trading mean to you outside the money? Does it mean power, respect, escape, security, or freedom? Take some time here. Name it. Bring it into the light, because once you can name it, you can work with it. Not suppress it, not shame it, but integrate it so it no longer runs the show in the background. So this episode is not about solving everything. It's about shining a light on what's already there. Because the trader you are when things are slow and the trader you become when things move fast might not be the same person. And if you want consistency, you have to meet both versions. Be honest with them. Understand them. Not from a place of blame or shame, but from a place of curiosity. Because you don't trade in a vacuum. You bring all of you into every decision you make. And when I say all of you, I mean everything that makes up your personality. And the more you integrate that, the less trading becomes about proving something and more about expressing who you truly are. Each of these episodes builds on the last. This is not about trading acts, it's a full rebuild from the inside out. So if you are just joining me now, I highly recommend starting from episode 1 and walking through. In the next episode, I will reflect on building emotional capacity for risk, how to expand the part of you that can hold wins and losses without spiraling. Because mastering the chart is one thing, but mastering your internal volatility, that's another level entirely. Until then, trade with clarity, observe without judgment, and remember, the deeper your self-awareness, the stronger your hedge. Trade smart, trade consciously.